last couple of days been like as you try to rehab and recover, given all that's transpired?
Just get a recovery, take it day by day, understand the moment, understand where we are, and understand the opportunity ahead of us.
What's the mindset with or without Tyrese? How you have to adapt and forget about it?
Just continue to play our game, continue to push the pace, make sure that we are able to pick each other up for the things that he does so well for us. Try and get a little bit more out of everybody else to pick up for when we lose.
What do you think was the overriding theme of why the offense and the turnovers continue to pile up? What needs corrected there?
I just think they do a really good job of putting the pressure on in their building. The team's a little bit different. I think the crowd helps out a lot with that. We just got to do a better job of weathering those storms, and we'll be better in our building.
What was the you kind of talked about that already, but what was the emotional reset process after the loss and now coming back home? How do you look to impose your preferred tempo throughout the game?
It's just understanding the moment, understanding the situation that we put ourselves in. We were in the same situation last year with the Knicks, so it's not like it's unfamiliar territory for us. And just, it's something that we get to do. We get to play Game 6 here and hopefully win tomorrow, and then, you get to play Game 7 in the NBA Finals, which is every kid's dream.
I remember Rick talking last year when you guys were down through to Boston about trophy ceremony and making that a motivating factor for you guys. What has he kind of said or tried to steer you guys to keep you focused and motivated ahead of this?
He mentioned it. He brought it up again of not letting anybody celebrate on our floor. We let Boston do that last year here. And that's something we're not going to let happen this year. And we're still going to win the whole thing. So it's just 2 games. We'll take it game by game, day by day, and let the cards fall in.
Now you mentioned Knicks last year. How similar to this feeling that you have right now about the importance of the game?
3-2, Game 6 at home. We're going to worry about tomorrow first. We'll get tomorrow done. And then after that, like I said, you get to play in a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Come on, man. It's fun.
With such a high energy and high stakes game, is there anything that you do personally to center yourself or stay calm, or you just kind of try to stick to your routine as much as possible?
Stick to my routine. I say no matter wins, losses, big wins, big losses, as long as you keep your routine the same, it helps keep you mentally the same. Never keeps you too high, never keeps you too low.
It's been cool to see Isaiah kind of do what he can around the team, given he's been unable to do anything all season.
Yeah, I actually talked to him today about his journey and how long it's been. He said it was 9 months today. So he's been working extremely hard. I'm excited to see him back on the court.
Aaron, you may have answered this, but last home game, regardless of what happens in this unbelievable season, can you put that in perspective on what this year has been like and with this crowd and what you've been able to accomplish?
It's been an amazing year. Trying not to think of it that way, though. Still got 2 games to win. And after the season's over, and then I'll reflect more. But fans have been great all year. I can't wait to see them pack this room out one more time. We're going to need them.
If Tyrese isn't 100%, doesn't look like he will be, a lot of you guys aren't. How do things change if he doesn't play as much or doesn't play as effectively as a lot of us hope that he can?
Different guys got to step up in different ways and cover for each other. And, we understand what he brings to our team. It's very hard to duplicate from anybody else. So everybody's going to have to do a little bit more just to help fill that void.
You really shot well during the season and in the playoffs, and especially in Game 5 you had a great shooting night. Are there any positives you can take from those games that even though you might wish you would have won, are there any positives you could take
Yeah,
from
there's
those
always
games?
positives and negatives from every game. We made shots. I still thought there were things defensively we could have done better, but we did a decent job in some ways. But it's just about, these guys are, such a good team. We got to play a perfect 48 minutes against these guys. And, we got to figure out a way how to do that tomorrow.
What's atop the checklist in trying to keep them from getting in the paint, getting so easily to there, especially Jalen Williams lately?
To keep them out the paint. That's the number 1 priority for them.
Starts with point of attack with the individuals, and then help side.
We'll see.
Aaron, one more. You're down 3-2 obviously, but you're also 2 wins away from the chip. Does it help you to be optimistic about it?
Yeah, I think looking at it that way is the way you have to look at it. Understanding the moment. You're 2 wins from the NBA championship. We've been in this situation before. All we got to do is just go out there and do it. That's it. 1 game at a time, 1 day at a time.